Mainland FM if you are not familiar with us. So we appreciate you, and we hope that all the things we were able to give last year, it's not the same quantity as to the love that we have for you. I don't think there's any material thing that can quantify the sort of support that you've given to us, but it was just our little way of telling you that you matter to us, and we can assure you that the quality analysis, the level of intelligence that you are accustomed to on this platform, the level of greatness that you are accustomed to on this platform, we would continue to work on it. We're not going to go back. We're going to move forward, and I think that you should use that ideology, or that philosophy rather, as you progress into the year 2026. So congratulations once again. This is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. My name is Sage Babalola. The Morning Express, of course, many segments constitute the Morning Express, because right now I assume we have a lot of new people that are tuning into Mainland 98.3 FM. To our family members, thank you for staying. But for those of you who you're listening to us for the first time on the first day in the first month of the year 2026, welcome. This is the Morning Express. We have trends in the papers. We have Mainland a focus. We also have conversations on Monday called Global View, where we look at international stories. We have the sports show. Just come along with us and you would enjoy everything that we have to offer. My name is Sage Babalola. Fᴜᴜ joins us via the phone. Fᴜᴜ is our in-house analyst, and together, as we segue into trends in the papers, he would be providing context and explanations to the bulk of the reports that we would be reviewing on the front page of our dailies on trends in the papers. Fᴜᴜ, aka Figo, aka Spender, aka the Money Man, aka Cash Dollars. Happy New Year.
Really?
How are you?
Okay. Happy New Year to you.
That's all you are gonna say to me after all your Ricky.
I wish to not bring us. This year is a year of what's the resolution again?
A year of our resolution will not just die because
maybe I should remind you that the tax law 20% from today. Yeah. So and of course you know.
Whatever
it is, happy New Year to you, say happy New Year to the Mainland FM family, all our listeners, happy New Year to you. It's refreshing to understand that, sometimes life just comes the way it comes. Yesterday I was just looking at the old movement, Nigerians are very, very, resolute people. We are just very resolute, Someone was telling me yesterday that as expensive as this thing is, people are still shooting it. What's it called? Firecrackers, right? What we call banger. The long one that goes up and then, people are just, I think, there has to be a special study on how Nigerians are able to keep themselves together, keep themselves going, keep themselves happy. Again, it's going to be a year of great blessings to us all, I believe. A year of bountiful blessings, a year of good health, a year of prosperity, But I still maintain, as a Nigerian out there, no matter what comes, just take care of yourself. So we wish ourselves the best in the new year.
Well, again, Happy New Year to everyone. 2026 is upon us, and just like that, there's already so much to talk about. How many hours has it been? But don't worry, we'll not. How many hours have it been? And there's already so much to talk about. Well, in the spirit of the new year, of course, the president have put out a statement as we open the year 2026. The Punch is reporting 2026 outlook. Tinubu pledges a strong economic rebound. President Bola Tinubu has declared that 2026 marks the beginning of a more robust phase of economic growth for Nigeria, pledging to drive down inflation further, strengthen foreign reserve, and sustain the country's GDP growth trajectory. In his New Year message to Nigerians today, the president expressed confidence in the nation's collective resolve, saying the new year would be a more prosperous one for the country. Well, he did highlight some of the achievements of this administration in the year 2025. I'll just read out a few. He did say that hold on a second. There was trade surplus that was maintained. Exchange rate stability was achieved. Inflation declined steadily to below 15% in line with the administration's target, and also annualized GDP growth that is expected to exceed 4% next year, which is this year 2025. He also said that they're determined to reduce inflation further in 2026 and ensure that the benefit of reform reach every Nigerian household. He also pointed out to the performance of the stock exchange, a robust 48.12% gain in 2025. Also on the foreign reserve, he said that the sound monetary policy management has our reserve, standing at $45.4 billion as at December 29 of 2025. So again, he goes on and on to talk about all the successes that this administration recorded in 2025 and how they intend to continue on that trajectory as we begin the year 2026. What? Why? Why are you laughing? Why?
I mean,
where's the joke? Why?
Anyways, again, we say Happy New Year to our president, wherever he is in the world. And again, this is the president again, telling us what the achievement the administration has been able to achieve, in this past year. The whole thing looks very good, looks very fantastic. How that aligns with the reality of the people, I don't know, right? Sage. I really don't want to be. I want to, it's good to start the year in a very, a good mood, sounding very optimistic. But I think at the end of the day, Nigerians would have to begin to check some of these things that are said to be the achievements of this administration, and then find a way to pitch it against their own realities, so that nobody is accused of being unnecessarily pessimistic or critical. At the end of the day, these are the sound bites we are going to continue to hear from this administration. They're going to throw these figures at us. They're going to tell us about GDP, about inflation, about foreign reserves. We'll be told that we're in a very good place, and that, look, there will be need for consolidation. There will be need to sustain this achievement. So that's what you're going to get really from government. I'm not surprised that the president's outlook looks very fantastic, and that, look, there'll be looks a bit imaginary to me. I'm just saying. Not because as a Nigerian, personally, I've not been able to take care of myself. Not because I've not been able to strive despite all the challenges, the hustle, the battle, not that I've not been able to weather the storm, to be able to put food on the table for my family. Well-meaning Nigerians of good conscience, who may or who are in a place to have the ears of the president, who can get the attention of the president. So please tell him and be made more truthful to him that, sir, no matter what you put out there as the achievement of your government, the reality of a lot of Nigerians does not in any way reflect what you are saying. And I think you should be more intentional to really bring real and tangible prosperity to all Nigerians in 2026. I leave it at that stage.
Well, the administration seems rather proud of what they've been able to achieve the year 2025. And as I said, the report indicates they intend to continue on that trajectory. Well, speaking of an appraisal of performance in the year 2025, NNPC posts 502 billion naira profit, cuts petrol below 800 naira per litre. Now, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited recorded a profit after tax of 502 billion naira in November 2025, sustaining its profitability streak despite a decline in crude oil and condensate production during the month. This came as the state-owned energy firm simultaneously joined an intensifying price war in the downstream sector by cutting the pump price of petrol below 800 naira per litre. Figures from the NNPC monthly financial and operations report for November 2025, released on Wednesday, showed that the national oil company generated 4.36 trillion in revenue during the month, reflecting a marginal increase compared with October. Now, the improved performance was attributed to stronger gas output, full pipeline availability, and steady domestic fuel supply, which helped offset challenges in the crude oil production. So Fuad, the NNPC also, they're claiming that they did well. Obviously, we know there's a difference between revenue and profit, right? So they're saying that their profit at least
this is profit.
So this is profit. That's your revenue after you've removed all the other things or the other expenses, what you have left even after paying tax. So they were able to post 4.36 trillion naira. That's how much that was generated for the NNPC. Also, they're claiming that they also had a wonderful year.
Okay, well, the shortfall they had with crude exports, according to these reports, they've been able to make it up, at least to a great extent, in the area of gas supply, the effective running of all the pipelines.
Yeah.
I think domestic supply of PMS.
Yes.
And if you talk about domestic supply of PMS, basically the NNPCL, still functioning as a marketer, basically, if you understand what I mean. So again, it's on record that the NNPCL is still part of the syndicate importing fuel into this country. I don't know the level of trade in terms of buying from Dangote refinery, because there used to be a time that they themselves said, well, they were taking products from Dangote refinery. But I think what we have does not reflect that there's that kind of relationship going on again. I might be wrong, but again, the report does not really indicate that there's that kind of relationship with Dangote refinery and the NNPCL again. So whatever the profit they say they've been able to make, just imagine that we have functional refineries that are run by the NNPCL. Just imagine that again we are able to do enough to meet our crude oil quota supply, OPEC quota. See, I don't think I'm in the position to begin to question what they put out in their books as profit after tax. Because again, you can't just sit back here and say, oh, maybe these figures are conjured, they are not real. Have you been able to really check and recheck their books? But I'm just saying that, look, whatever they've been able to put out as the achievement, maybe we would have been able to do times 10 of that if we have functional refineries, if we're able to really steady the upstream sector to be able to meet up our OPEC quota. A lot more that I think the NNPCL can do to become, to bring more prosperity to Nigerians and help with helping to steady and solidify our economy. Let's hope that they do that in this new year.
Right. Well, I wanted to look at this story before we delve into the world of politics, because a lot of things are happening within the political landscape. So the Punch still is reporting panic as bandits attack police station in Ondo. Suspected bandits on Wednesday evening attacked a police station in the Ipele Owo community in Owo local government area of Ondo State. The incident, which occurred while Christians were prepping to go to church for crossover service, threw the community into pandemonium as officers at the station and residents ran for their lives. It was also gathered that the suspected criminals burned down the police station. An eyewitness who pled anonymity narrated that the attackers, numbering about 20, stormed the community around 10 p.m. on Wednesday, shooting sporadically and forcing residents to flee their homes for safety. It was a terrorist attack. The attackers, numbering 20, came into Ipele community in a commando style and began to shoot sporadically before attacking the police divisional station in Ipele. It was serious because many of us had to flee into the bush. The sound of the attack was terrifying. When contacted, the State Police Public Relations Officer Jimoh Abayomi did confirm the attack, but said details were still sketchy, and by this morning they would give out an official report. Well, thankfully, the report here does not tell us that any abduction took place, and it almost seemed that they knew exactly where they were going to. They were going to the police station. So their fears and concern, why was it the police station? Was this an attempt to take weapons? What exactly was the end game here? If at the moment there's no report of abduction, so what exactly was this attack about, Fuad? And again, Fuad, it has started to spread closer. It's getting closer to home, Fuad.
Well, Sage, again, whatever the intentions are, nobody knows. Basically, what the report is saying is that, look, they stormed the community, started shooting sporadically. People had to scamper for safety. In fact, policemen attached to that police station also had to run away. So again, they are also human beings. No matter what we think of them, as much as we expect them to protect us, sometimes some of these things can be a bit more than what they can handle, So overwhelming, and so it was said that they also had to scamper for safety. ran away, and that the police station was eventually burnt. Sage, the threat is real. Like we discussed on the show severally, that strike by Donald Trump cannot automatically or completely just solve the problem. You can't just have cruise missiles, no matter the amount of cruise missiles that were deployed or sent to Sokoto State. It would not solve the problem, because the problem of insurgency, banditry, has gone far beyond even Sokoto State. We have it in almost all parts of the country, if you understand what I'm saying. So we don't know what the intentions of these people are. The community is saying that, look, these are terrorists. Where they came in, the commando-style attack they saw appears that, look, this could just be terrorists who are trying to cause some chaos and havoc in that community. I was listening to you and Ms. Saka yesterday, and he was talking about the fact that he has got some good information that the military is currently doing a mop-up. I listened to him when he said that, look, he has some very good information that, look, there are military operations going on in different parts of the country again to mop up some of these terrorists. I call it cleanup. I decided to use the word cleanup because I thought that after the strike from the US, we'll see what I call a more intentional effort, a more committed effort, a sustained effort by the Nigerian military to clean up the mess. Because while they scamper around, while they split into groups to dissolve into our communities or begin to hide in because again, they might now decide, what my mind tells me, is that, look, these groups are going to now split into smaller units. Because the larger they are, maybe the easier to be able to really detect them where they are camped or where they are hiding. So they probably will have to dissolve into smaller groups. The more they do that, the more vulnerable they become. Because what it means is that we can now use our strength to wipe them out and clean up the mess entirely. So I'm hoping that, look, we have not gone back to sleep. I'm hoping that we're going to get real commitment from our military, more dedication, more encouragement to have these kinds of reports where communities are attacked, where people are abducted, where our children are abducted from their schools, where farmers are stopped from going to farm. Let us hope that the government will show more commitment to having a crime-free, helping us have a crime-free, abduction-free, kidnapping-free, banditry-free, terrorism-free Nigeria in 2026. Let's hope that's going to happen.
Well, there you have it. It still trends in the papers on Mina 98.3 FM. My name is Sage Babalola. Please, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube, so do well to join the live stream. Fouad, of course, is here giving some sort of context to the reports that we are reviewing. 2027 presidency. APC assures Tinubu's return as Obi Dom's Labour Party joins ADC. Now, the All Progressive Congress has reaffirmed its commitment to President Bola Tinubu's 2027 re-election bid, assuring that victory is certain, even as former presidential candidate Peter Obi dumped the Labour Party for the African Democratic Congress ahead of the next race. Obi, a former governor of Anambra State, declared his defection to ADC on Wednesday at the Nike Lake Resort in Enugu, I don't know if I said that correctly, calling on Nigerians and opposition groups to come together under a broad national coalition to rescue Nigeria from poverty, disunity, and democratic decline. Now, similarly, former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi, who joined the ADC in July, confirmed on August 28 that he will seek the party's presidential ticket, with Atiku, Amechi, and Obi all expressing intention to run. The number of aspirants vying for the ADC 2027 presidential nomination has grown significantly. So, Fouad side, of course, this report is insinuating that the ADC is yet to face its biggest challenge, as you've also highlighted in the past month, that it's great that they're forming a coalition, but the real strength of that coalition will be tested when push comes to shove and somebody has to sacrifice for somebody. We have an Atiku Abubakar who wants that ticket, who is unwilling to be anybody's vice. We have Rotimi Amechi, who's also very much interested in running, and we have a Peter Gregory Obi who has outrightly said, I will not be anybody's vice. If I'm going to be running, I will be running as the president. And we have the APC that is already confident that, well, we are going to be fielding the incumbent, the president, and we're certain of his victory. Based on all the information that we have right now, Fouad side, what challenges do you foresee that the ADC would need to surmount if they're serious about 2027? Okay,
well, for the APC, I think it's not really the most important part of this report. Right. The APC, as a party, is a ruling party. They've got no choice than to do everything possible to ensure that the president is re-elected. So I think that's a given. We really don't have to bother ourselves with that.
Of course.
What it will take to do that, we will begin to discuss it in the future. You know, but for the ADC now, effectively and finally, Mr. Peter Obi has done as a party, so it's official now. You know, for some time we've been asking ourselves the question: I can really say Mr. Peter Obi is part of the ADC. You know, sometimes he makes a cameo appearance at some of their events. Sometimes you see him aligning to the Labour Party, but effectively, Mr. Peter Obi has now told us by that declaration yesterday that he will be running for president on the platform of the ADC. So you have Atiku, like you said, you have Rotimi Amechi, you have Mr. Peter Obi. And if you look at that party, those are like the front runners for the post of president in the party. And like you rightly pointed out, and which it's also has been my position for some time, the biggest challenge facing that party is yet to come. And it will come when there's time to choose a flag bearer, a presidential candidate for the party. You have these three political bigwigs. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, having been a vice president 2 terms, cannot be a vice president to anybody again. In fact, that's a man that has been on the path, on the quest of becoming a president in Nigeria as far back as 1992. So he's well grizzled. I would expect that with that years of being in the race to becoming president, he understands what it takes, he understands the game, he has the resources in the political space, and he doesn't appear like a man that is broke to spend his way through the political process. You have a Rotimi Amechi too, which you can't call him a pushover. In the last APC primary before he defected to the APC, you know, even he was ahead of even the vice president, Yᴏɪᴜ after the vote time at the primaries. He came second, Rivers State, 2-term governor. I think he was speaker for 8 years. 2-term governor of Rivers State, minister for 8 years. If you understand what position means to having resources in the political space, you should understand what I'm saying. And then you have Mr. Peter Obi, also a successful businessman, 2-term governor. He's been around for some time. You know, and if you look at these three individuals I've mentioned, Mr. Peter Obi now appears to be the man that has got what you can call an organic following. Almost like a corporate following by a group that you cannot dismiss again in the political space. You call them the obedient. As we have in the obedience, I said that we will be moving with him into the ADC. So that gives more life, more vibrancy, more bites to the ADC. So we want to see how this party is able to align all of these strong interest and desire to become president by these three individuals. We don't know whether we're going to see more people declare to become president in the party. But whatever it is, we have interesting days ahead. Why I'm excited is that at least there seems to be what you can call some level of vibrancy in opposition politics in Nigeria. As we speak today, the PDP is in complete chaos and crisis. The man holding down the PDP will not let go. In fact, he has even said that his own idea is that the PDP is not well positioned to present a candidate for now against the president. And so long as he has that kind of control and kind of influence to continue to disrupt the PDP and continue to cause chaos and crisis in it, I would say that, look, let's put the PDP aside for now, unless something magical happens with the party. For the Labour Party, we wait to see what Julius Abure will now do with that party. I mean,
yes,
the little success we were able to get in the last election, when it got into his head, look at what the party has become. Now that Peter Obi has led the Labour Party, I want Julius Abure to run the party. Although we still have the Netherlands people who have now even said that they gave the go-ahead to Mr. Peter Obi to join the ADC. I don't know what that means since they are still a member of the Labour Party. But I would have loved a situation where they leave the party to Julius Abure and let us see what he's going to do with it. The next elections in 2027 will even tell us what will become of the Labour Party after the exit of Mr. Peter. So interesting times ahead, Sage. Let's see how it goes eventually.
Well, so you're saying that Peter Obi's presence in the Labour Party was really the only anchor, and now
the
Labour Party is done for. Is there really anybody in the Labour Party that they can field?
As they will there will be somebody that
I'm saying that any prominent person per se that you think will be fielded.
I don't know anyone for now. Well, the governor of Abia State has said he's still going to remain in the Labour Party until when the party becomes completely redeemable, and then he's going to. Because if you look at what Alex Otti is even doing, it's a bit funny. In his own state, at the local government election, he adopted his own Labour Party for his own candidates as local government chairman. As we speak in Abia State, the local government chairman are on the party of the Zenny Labour Party, if you understand what I'm saying. So, because that's the only governor they have. And he is aligned to the Nenadi Usman faction of the Labour Party. So if you look at that, we might eventually see, I don't know why it's a long time to join the ADC, what the political calculations are, I don't know. There are people who have said that, well, we might not be surprised, or don't be surprised if you see him joining the APC. Whatever it is, wait to see what the vision of Alex Otti, the governor of Abia State, to be. He has said that, well, Peter Obi told him officially that he will now be joining the ADC, but he's not going to be defecting with him until when he's ready to make a decision. But I'm saying that, look, if you look at the entire Labour Party, I've not seen any major political person of note that can drive the party like Mr. Peter Obi did in 2023. Right. But if you ask me if they are going to have a candidate, of course they will have now. You know that in Nigeria.
They're going to have a candidate, but I was thinking, somebody that could go toe-to-toe with...
One.
So just a brush, you're going to eat the party now, Abi.
Yes, I said it, and I'm standing by what I said. In fact, you help me to, I didn't say it like that, but since you said it, I will now repeat it after you that. Where we have now, I don't know whether Usman and Co are still dragging the party.
Right.
I think the only reason why they'll be dragging the party with him is that we will not even allow you to have peace with the party. We'll continue to drag it with you. But I would have thought that if you just have left the party to him and his people, this Arab guy that will not allow us rest. I don't know where Papa is. Papa part of that party?
I don't even know. I wish them all the best moving forward. As I'll say, I got a long job. For still politics, we will soon disclose Tinubu brokered peace accords to Rivers people, says Nyesom Wike. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has said that the details of the peace agreement reached between him and the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, before President Bola Tinubu would be made public. Wike disclosed this on Wednesday during a thank you visit to the Thai local government area of Rivers State. President Tinubu had in June brokered a peace deal between Wike and Fubara in a bid to resolve the protracted political crisis in the state and restore stability. Although he did not mention names, the minister accused the governor of reneging on the agreement, stating that the Rivers people would soon be informed of what was agreed upon at the presidential villa. He says, very soon we will let people of Rivers State know what we agreed before Mr. President, Wike said. And he also cautioned the people of Thai against associating with individuals who fail to keep their promises under the guise of politics, stressing that such persons cannot be trusted. Fuad, many times we ask the question, what exactly was the content of the so-called agreement that was reached in the resolution activity of the president when he came to Siminalayi Fubara and Nyesom Wike? Because after that resolution, when Sims Fubara came and said, oh, that one is in you people's pockets, right? I just said yes, but I'm going to do what's on my mind. Nyesom Wike still seems bittered about Sim's decision to not honor that.
Bitter and troubled.
Yes, choosing not to honor that peace arrangement, although they've come to a middle ground. But Wike is saying, soon enough, I will tell you what we agreed to when the president had tried to mediate the conflict that we were having. And I mean, I'm one of those who really, really wants to know what was agreed upon. Fuad.
Well, Minister Nyesom Wike is in Rivers State. He had said that in 2026, politics will start fully. I think he's been moving around different local governments in Rivers State. I think for anybody who understands politics, if you look at those rallies, you might see him laugh, dance, make statements, appear very bold and happy. But in reality, if you understand how dangerously we play politics in Nigeria, you will understand that Wike is a troubled man. And what he is doing in Rivers State is trying to recheck his base Is everything okay? That's why it's moving around.
Yeah.
You have to check again. With
Fubara's defense.
That's what he's doing. Yes, especially with the section of Fubara to the APC, and the fact that the APC did not just allow him come into the party, significantly allowed him to pick a form that sends a message. How the idea of giving him the form 001 came about, whether you like it or not, has got the wicked camp a bit jittery, or if not completely jittery, troubled, and disturbed. If you understand politics, you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
And that's why you look. If for people who listen to Political Roundtable, we said, when Fubara was going to go and see the president, although it is unfortunate that look, it now appears that in Rivers State, the only way for you to either get a second term or become a governor in Rivers State now is only when you are aligned with the president. It's not even about what you do for your people in the state. Very unfortunate, but since that's the way we like to play politics, let us even discuss it for the sake of politics. So when Fubara was going to go and see the president, everyone would have thought that look, Wike would have led him there, had it?
Yes.
But it was not Wike. It was the man that is always at the villa, the Imo State governor, and other political leaders of the APC. And there are people who have said that look, we might be seeing a situation where Mr. President will now have to reassess his relationship with Wike. What are we talking about here? The desire of Mr. President is simple. Sage. He wants to win Rivers. Is there anything Mr. President is looking for in Rivers State? That is more than that.
Right. And so why not just align with the governor and get what you want?
So the question is, if the governor can deliver the state to me, and Wike can also deliver the state to me, or who among the governor or Wike has done what it takes to deliver the state? So the decision, again I'm saying, because it now appears that the only way for you to be politically strong and become a governor or get a second term in Rivers is in Aso Villa. It's not even in Rivers State again. That's why you see that anytime Fubara appears at a rally now, it's renewed hope. You know, anywhere we can go, godfatherism kind of nonsensical politics that we play. A politics that is devoid of the reality of the people. But again, since that is the way we like to play our politics, I am saying that what you see, all the movements of Wike today, is a man that is checking again to see whether his political base is still solid. That's number one. Number two, that's why you can see that whatever he's also saying is a message to the presidency. So when he says agreement is agreement, we cannot agree, and then somebody releases on it. Anybody who is politically myopic will think the message is only to Fubara. The message is also to the president. We agree that this man. Look, do you see? We don't need to move to the agreement. It's obvious that Wike does not want Fubara to get a second term. And the move Fubara is moving, the move he's making now, is a move to build a political structure that might give him a second term. So if Wike says we will soon release the agreement, it is to, again, box not only Fubara to a corner, but to also box the president to a corner and say, if we agreed on it, why would you then give this man a ticket in your party? Because as it stands, the question is, if Fubara, with the resources available to him, goes into it fully, don't you think the APC is going to give him his ticket, their ticket? So it's interesting. It will be interesting to see what comes out of this reverse situation. But for anybody who thinks Wike is not trouble, you are basically just deceiving yourself. The movement, the statement is making, the fact that he's repeating himself over and over again, talking about agreement and agreement and agreement, shows that he's a disturbed man. And if you understand what guerrilla politics is, if you understand how dangerously things can change very fast in politics, you will know that look, Wike might just go on his way to getting into serious trouble. The fact that people are dancing and shouting your name, if the table turns tomorrow, you will not tell anybody.
Yes.
I just hope that Wike will not get to the point where he looks back and there's nobody behind him.
And you know,
Wait to see how it all happens.
pundits have said that Nyesom Wike is very fast to turn his back on people who do not serve him anymore, and that the president should also watch his back if he notices or thinks that the president is no longer supporting him.
Let me, as much as you understand that, look, whatever he is today politically is dependent on the support he gets from the president. You know, Silike knows. But if tomorrow, because Wike is a man tomorrow, something happens and he begins to see that the president is aligning with Fubara to the point where it appears that the APC will be giving their governorship ticket to Fubara. Take it from me, say, Wike will start to go after the president.
I mean, I don't doubt you. Fuad, we actually have to go over press for time.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your analysis.
Otito.
In fact, we are 1 hour. I say 1 hour or a minute over time.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for your analysis. Let's take a commercial.